Hey guys, my name is Hashim Muhammad and welcome to this video tutorial. In this video, we'll be learning how to create native or web-based applications for mobile, be it iOS or Android. And basically, we'll be using Google Spreadsheets or Google Sheets as the backend for our application. And if that doesn't sound crazy enough, basically what you can do is you don't have to actually deploy this as a native application for on the App Store, and the users have to actually download the application to access your experience. Rather, what you can do is you can just ship this as a website, as a mobile website that your users can just go to the website and it will actually look and feel like a native application. Okay. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there will be a link in the description for to this website called Made with Glide, and it's basically a showcase of all, not all, but basically some of the applications that are created with Glide apps itself, and some of these are I think most of these, or if not all of these, are created by Glide users. So you can go ahead and check out what's possible if that sounds interesting to you. Now, so like I said, what we'll be doing is we'll be using something called Glide to create the interface or the application itself, but our backend or the place where the data will be stored, the database, is basically a spreadsheet. So I mean, to create an application, basically most of the functionalities will be done via spreadsheet. I mean, that's just really amazing, right? So in order to do that, basically you have to go to this website called glideapps.com. um, Make sure you do add the S in the end. It's Glide Apps. It's not Glide App, because apparently, if I well, when I went to glideapp.com, there's another startup with that name. Okay. Uh, Anyways, I just wanted to throw that out. So first thing you may want to know is, like, there is of course, there's a free plan that you can do a lot with. You can actually even publish the app as a web-based native app. I don't know if that makes sense. So you can actually share the URL and other people can access your experience all for free. Okay, unlimited data and unlimited apps you can create. So Glide is actually relatively new, so if you're actually watching this video pretty late, you can expect to have a lot of improvements being made to this tool. With that said, I just want to show you what's possible with this app, with this tool, and how you can create an application. So first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and create a spreadsheet with this. For this, first thing you need to do is you actually need to create a spreadsheet from your Google Drive. So how you do that is basically you go to your sheets.google.com. Okay, and then what you have to do is, I will not go through this and show you what you have to do. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have visited docs.google docs or Google Slides. At least if you use some of these Google Slides, all you have to do is just go ahead and create in a blank Google Sheets. Okay. Once I do that, I'll be back with you guys. As you can see here, this is an example. I mean, this is a very simple spreadsheet. It's literally blank. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call this the hash. The name of the spreadsheet is just my name. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an application for my own channel where people can just talk about where they can request for videos, and possibly where I can add my own videos or my own tutorials over there. Now, I know that's a very silly example, but yes, you can do whatever you want. Adding adding tabs or data types to your application is as simple as adding sheets. So you know what, before even I begin with Glide, let me go ahead and create the spreadsheet first. So in order to add a new field, like for example, in my application, I will have a lot of posts, right? So those are actually represented by columns. So the first thing I'll have is a title and possibly a thumbnail, to to that tutorial, and then I will have some content, and then the actual content itself. Okay, and then we'll have uh, I may be having like what else would I have? Comments is actually added by default. I mean, sorry, not by default. You can add it via the tool because that's dynamic data. Users will actually enter the data, so you can't really define comment here. So maybe for now, I'll just keep it like a standard blog post. And maybe here I will add another place for requests. So your name perhaps and your idea. And these are just simple. So I'll just rename these sheets, okay? So I'll call this as posts, and these are ideas, okay? And basically, users will be populating the data here. I'll just bold this out so I know that these are basically the fields. Um, so that's it from my side. Now let's go ahead and actually create the app for this. Let's go over here and search for my spreadsheet, and I'll go ahead and add that. Okay, so here you go. Here's my application where there's posts and there's ideas, and as you can see here, all it says is the image is thumbnail, and over here ideas. I don't really have an image, but let me go ahead and add some example data to actually see how it looks like. Okay, so here's an example how to create an app, and then let's go ahead and add a image URL. So I'll go ahead and add some image here. So just for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna add this image here, and so I'm going to use, say, today anybody can create a dynamic data driven app using glideapps.io. I believe that's the URL. No, I just created some example data, and as you know, Google Spreadsheets actually saves the data automatically, so you don't have to save anything. And as you can see here, by default, it just adds it there over there. And the first thing you may want to do is the content is over there, but let's go ahead and actually reload this sheet just so you could see over here. And the content is over there. The one thing I don't want is the details. I don't want to show the image URL. Instead of this, I would show the thumbnail like this. How cool is that? Now you can also change the layout to be something like this. You can also have calendar, which I don't really have any events in this case. You can also have like this columns kind of style. So the image could be like in this case, basically loading the URL of that. You can remove any of the fields if you want to. And if you want users to add their own content, you can just click on add item, and the users will be able to add this. You can just edit the fields here, okay? Whichever thing you want. Now in this case, let's go to ideas now. The users can add their own ideas, like I said. So let's go ahead and add a new idea. My name is Jack, and let's say, can you teach me how to create core ML models for iOS apps? And this is an idea, and just like that, I add an idea, and everybody can see this ideas that we have, and that's it. So basically, I just created an entire application using, I don't know how much time. I just spoke most of my time talking. If you didn't spend that much time talking, you can actually create the application a lot faster. Now I will just change some of the appearance. Maybe I don't want it to look like this. I want it to look a little bit bluish, and I like dark theme. If you want to check it how it looks like, look at this. It looks a lot sexier, right? So let's go ahead and change. I don't like this description. You can change the app URL, and you can share this app by anybody with anybody. Um, and if you think this is actually too much to edit, what you can do is you can actually clone one of the existing templates that Glide gives you, and you can actually edit them. Yeah. So if you want to change the icon, let's change this to something like something else. Okay, like for the post, let's call this let's change the icon to something a little more interesting, maybe like this. And ideas to something like bulb. No, they don't have the bulb icon. So ideas can be something like Oops. I know, it's okay. So, like I said, you can actually go ahead and create any number of things. Oh, by the way, I didn't forget to show you guys some other things. You need to go here, and as you can see here, by default, there's also an option to enable chat, so your users can actually chat with each other, like without login or anything like that. And you can also add comments to your post like this. Okay, if you go over here, you can add your own component. You can also add YouTube videos. You can also add buttons or whatever, and you can just have to port the name of the column to to this field. So, for example, the idea is there. You can also define what action you want to be taken. So, if you want to make a phone call, if it's a phone number there, in this case, idea is just a text, so it won't do anything. But if it was something like a website URL or something, you can do that. You can also enable anybody to edit um, this data type. You can also add, like I said, comments. You can also add comments to this. Um, like where's comments? Yeah, you can also add an audio player, like if you say a podcast or something, and that's really cool. So the possibilities are almost endless. You can also add videos, audios. Just so much you can do. Um, so let me know what you guys think about it. And if you have some ideas, tutorial ideas or something, feel free to message me anywhere on Instagram, on YouTube, or mail me. I love mail personally a lot more. So, um, so give me your suggestions on what you want, and if you have created anything cool with this tool, feel free to let me know. And there's a lot of more exciting tutorials upcoming on this channel, so be sure to stay subscribed to my channel, and I shall see you guys in another video very soon. Don't forget to visit my channel, subscribe to this channel, and I shall see you guys in another video very soon.